The type of attention you get and who you get it from determines where we end up in life.
We are we got.
Jesus has already been accepted at the University of Texas in Austin, electrical
In a
engineering.
community where the statistics aren't the best, the default isn't the best either.
The gentleman who's going to be on the field representing Southside,
Defensive captain of the varsity football team.
Mr. Jesus Rendon.
His life to giving back to this community.
St. Joseph's Catholic Church Choir.
So I decided to start a nonprofit called Building a Purpose.
And if we can raise that default to be something of higher standards,
Help students find their purpose in life.
I think we can do something
We all we need.
special by default.
Welcome to the Jesus Rendon podcast, where we talk about life, purpose, and God. Our next guest here is Miss April Monterrosa, who is a South San Antonio graduate, founder of the magazine Live from the South Side, founder of many pop-up markets, and her most upcoming event, the Southside Book Fair.
Yes.
April,
Hello.
thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thanks
So,
for having me.
I know we've been working together quite a bit recently to help promote the rec and Building Purpose and the things we've been doing, and went on your show, and I appreciate you for coming onto ours and getting to know a little bit more about who is April Monterrosa.
That sounds kind of scary. I'm ready to do this.
All right. So I like to start out by going through your timeline. So sharing an impactful year that happened each year of your life. Feel free to jump and skim.
Okay.
I mean, positive or negative, but really just giving the depth of some of the things that have happened in your life that really helped you to shape who you are today.
Okay. All right. Let me see. That's a good question. I've actually never been asked that. I think one of the biggest things that happened in my life was probably my first divorce. I got married too young.
Mm.
I wasn't 100% ready to do it. And I had to learn how to navigate life on my own and figure out what I was going to do when I grew up. And my dad is very tough love. And he's like, "You're not moving back to the house." Like,
Yeah, it's very rancho, right? About the ranch, not so much.
He has that mindset.
Okay.
They do have a ranch though.
Uh-huh.
But no, he has the mindset of, hey, you wanted to get married, young and do whatever you wanted to do. Like, you're a grown woman, you need to figure it out.
Right.
And so I had to figure it out. And it was not easy.
Mm-hmm.
I failed a lot. And I think during that time, my ex-employer, who owned a medical spa, she gave me the best piece of advice that I still follow to this day. She's like, if you're going through a tough time, force yourself to get up and tackle all the good things in your life. Show up. And then the days that you feel good, then you relax at home. And people usually do the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
If they're down, they just sulk at home and they're not productive, and you get in a slump.
Right.
And that's hard to get out of. And so I think having to support myself in a way overpriced apartment that I was in, because, live and learn. You want to be fancy when you're young, right? You want all the bells and whistles. I had to be out there working and hustling, and I was in the beauty industry. And so best piece of advice, that's always stuck with me to this day, because whenever I go through a hard time in my life, I push myself to do more. And it's kind of healing. And before you know it, like, you feel better about whatever challenge or whatever bad thing happened. And then you're on your way to, success.
Right.
So that's always stuck with me.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Being productive when you don't want to be, right?
It's hard. It's very hard to change that mindset, because it's so easy to be like, I'm going through this or that, so I'm going to curl up in bed and cry and just stay there and
dwell
before, it's from one day to a week. Yeah. And then what?
Yeah.
You lose time.
Right.
Sulking. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and divorce, golly, I've spoken to a lot of people in meeting, interviews, sessions, and the common thread I've seen is that's one of the hardest things to have to go through in life.
It wasn't so much heartbreak that was the hard part. It was being more upset with myself for going through something I really didn't want to do.
Mm.
It was more that.
Yeah.
Like I knew better. I should have just not did it.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah, that's right.
You grow. So where did you go to school? What was your formational years like?
I went to St. James Catholic School on the South Side. And then Dad decided to start his own business. Couldn't afford to send 3 of us to private school. So I went
Very
to...
entrepreneurial.
Yes. So I went to Dwight my 8th grade year. And then South San. And I actually got my cosmetology license at South San.
Nice.
Graduated in 95. And decided to take the beauty journey, and that led me into corporate America and then my own business. So I had my own spa for about 13 years before my media life.
Nice.
Yeah.
What made you jump into the entrepreneurial? You said you had your own spa. So
I did.
what made you start that adventure?
I've always worked at luxury spas, and so friends and family couldn't afford, $200-$300 beauty treatments. And so I started doing it inside my house. And before I knew it, they're telling their friends, their family, I'm having all these cars at my house. And I got to a point where I could afford to have my own studio. So that's what I did. And eventually that grew, and I started making more money doing that than my corporate job.
When you say you got to a point where you're like, okay, I can afford a studio, what made you make that jump? Because it's so comfortable to do things out of your house and like, all right, that's one bill I don't have to pay for. Is it more of an operational thing? Like it logistically won't ever grow that way and you made the jump? Or was it more, okay, I have the money, let's just do it?
No, it was the growth. I mean, because you can make money at home.
Right.
Easily. But can you grow there? Probably not. And so before COVID, the plan was to open up a larger spa.
Where was your spa?
It was first it was in Stone Oak, and then it was in the North Star area.
Okay.
So the goal was to have a full service and hire massage therapists and things like that.
I'm not familiar with the industry. I'll
Yeah.
just be honest. But what all is involved? I'm sure there's levels, like you're saying, right? Like massage therapists.
There's spa and there's salon and barber. So barbers.
Okay. I only know Sally.
Men.
I don't know any of these other names. I only know Sally. My tia used to work at Sally.
Okay. And then there's salon, hair care, all that. And then there's spa, facials, waxing, massages, more of the
More the luxury
wellness,
side.
more the luxury side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you chose that area, did you have competition? Were you the new kid on the block? Was there an established place for a while? How did you go about choosing that location? Because location is important.
You know what? I really didn't pay attention to that.
Really?
I typically don't pay attention to things like that. I
Yeah.
start working and I just...
Well, you had your following already, so you knew those folks would.
You know what? No, I didn't.
No.
I mean, I had like my little clients.
Okay.
But
You're loyal. You're loyal
for sure
base.
that sustained me enough to be able to, okay, I can pay my mortgage, I can pay my rent here. But it's do or die, man. You
Yeah,
gotta really
you gotta
hustle,
get
because
out
then,
there.
well, now you have a bill, you have rent, you have your utilities.
So was it those years while you were doing the spa, you jump into this place at North Star and you're now you've got to learn how to promote it, and is that where you started going towards learning more about marketing, about
Yes.
outreach, and
One of
because
my-
it's do or die, right?
Yes, one of my clients, Lisa Peach, she's been in my life since all of this started. She actually published the first Life from the Southside magazine. She was a client of mine that I met through another client, ex-military, carried all the machine guns, real tough.
Oh wow.
And
Pulled doors off of tanks and
all
stuff.
of that. Oh yeah,
Is it-
all of that.
Was that a congresswoman kicked the helicopter door open or something?
And she wanted me to help her be a girly girl.
Hmm.
And so I took time to help her put makeup on and, show her how to be a girly girl, right? And she started writing with another partner, and they developed this magazine called SA Extreme. It was a lifestyle magazine.
Okay.
So before the launch, they had this photo shoot for her. Well, she wanted to look dolled up, so I spent a whole day with her. I mean, it was a lot. And she's like, why don't you have a beauty column? You're already sharing tips on Facebook. Instagram had just started. She was like, do that for the magazine. We can't pay you yet because we're starting out, but I'll show you how to market yourself. I'll show you, how it'll help with your business. And I thought, why not? So that's what I did. And before I knew it, I'm going all these media events as a beauty columnist. My clientele's growing. And that's how I got into media. And I think it was Houston, Texas that reached out to me, their visitors bureau. And they're like, hey, we like your Instagram because, I'm very girly on the outside. But then I'm on my dad's four-wheeler at the ranch. And they're like, we want you to come to Houston and do that. I had no idea what travel writing was. And Lisa, she was like, you're going to tell them yes. We're going to research rates and figure it out. And so that's how travel writing started.
Wow.
So I'm doing that.
You still keep in touch with Lisa?
Oh, yeah. I talk to her almost every day.
Awesome.
She's in Iowa now.
Iowa.
Yeah. She's in Iowa. She lives on a farm, living the dream. She's an author. She likes fantasy fiction, of course, her military background. She's owned a tequila magazine, and she's just launching a fantasy fiction magazine. So she's deep in publishing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So her fantasy books, does she self-publish those, or?
I think she does both.
Okay, she does both.
Because she's worked for a publishing company also.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so she knows the ropes.
Oh, yeah. I've been
That's
trained
awesome.
very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Lisa came in, and y'all both met through the spa, you said that was the initial foundation of the first magazine release, or was that
she was
or
in my life?
You were in her magazine.
Yes.
Okay.
I was a columnist in her magazine, and I would
Okay.
share beauty tips.
Got it.
So fast forward to COVID, having to close my spa business because you couldn't perform services like that.
Yeah, you couldn't be in person.
She says, why don't you launch a magazine about the South Side? I had already had Southside.Sanantonio.com. I bought them all. It was a blog first.
What year was that?
2019. And so I kind of got the idea from what I do with travel writing. I'm highlighting hidden gems, a lot in the hill country, the coast, really small towns. So I'm like, hey, I could do this in my community.
Right.
And so it was fun. It was a little passion project outside my spa business and outside travel writing.
Right.
So I didn't really have a social media influencer following here because I'm traveling. I had a traveler following.
Right. Yeah.
Because people want to, I'm meeting people all over the place. And so I was a big magazine kid, 17 magazine, Vogue. That was like the good grade splurge, because magazines are expensive.
Yeah.
And I just loved them.
So you love checking out at HEB.
Yes, I loved all of them. I'm still like that. I get ideas, you see things, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Lisa's like, why don't you just turn this into a publication? You're already doing it. I've trained you well.
That's so
and
awesome.
I'm like, no one's going to read this. Like, it's COVID. Everyone's freaking out. No. And what if it flops? I don't even know, like, the plan. She's like, just her saying to me is pull the trigger.
Right.
She always tells me that. And I know what that means. She's like, stop being scared and just do it.
Just do it.
You're already doing it.
Right.
Just put it out there. So she guided me with the first one. She actually sent mock-ups. And I'm like, oh my God, like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, it looks completely different now, but she sent mock-ups and stuff, and that's what I did. I had so many people reaching out because restaurants had to close and do drive-through, and
Right. It did
hey,
that.
can you share my Theo's place? And my son owns this. Can you help? And little did people know that I'm going through my own heartache
Survival.
of closing my own thing, and that. What am I going to do now? Because that's all I know is the beauty industry.
Mm-hmm.
And
And your identity's built in that.
Yeah.
15 years, you said?
13.
13 years, yeah.
But I mean, I've been in that industry since high school.
Yeah.
And so it was very hard. And Lisa's like, again, another strong woman giving me good advice, just keep on. Like, focus on that. Don't think about the whole spa closing, none of that. Like, you can't do anything anyway. You can't control that anyway.
Right.
We're in a pandemic. And so that's what I did. I treated it like, we treated it like her magazine launch virtually. And so she sent it to people she knew. I sent it to people I knew that I've met through my media stuff, because of course I'm travel writing, things like that. And so, yeah, before I knew it, every TV outlet reached out to me to interview me. It was really weird.
What year was that?
2020.
2020?
Yeah. And I almost said no. When I launched Southside.Sanantonio.com, I said no to all the interviews. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to write for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I want to share about my community, and Lisa's
yeah.
like, what do you mean you said no to the news? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be interviewed for what?
She whipped you into shape real fast, huh?
And so this was a year before. And so when this happened, she's like, you better get your butt on TV, because you don't even know what you're going to do with your business. And this is exposure. And I'm like, ugh. I'm literally interviewing with people 6 feet away. It doesn't look like that on camera,
Right.
but we're all in masks. The camera's here, the interviewer's here, and I'm like, yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
But I did all the interviews.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think? Especially in that era, I feel like so many people really got a boost up with the COVID everything going digital. Zoom. I mean, you look at Zoom, right? They totally transformed their platform. You look at TikTok, right? I mean, I think TikTok just really blew up through that medium too. But you did that and the magazine and other things and scaled out. What do you think so what did that next 5 years look like after 2020, after you got your news media?
Structure. The plan, because I launched the first magazine, and I'll never forget, my fiance ordered the very first copy.
Oh, he did?
And it came in, and I just couldn't believe it. I think I was very emotional. One, having someone that is so supportive of you, because that's priceless.
Right. Support system.
Your childhood dream you're holding, but then you're going through grief of a big part of your life. And so it was just a big ball of emotions.
What was in your first magazine?
People, places, just like now. Too long. I've done less is more.
Right.
Not novels, and more people, more places, more things. It was all Southside. Now, with all the initiatives that I've created through the magazine, with my automotive manufacturer relationships and my travel relationships, they're not just statewide now, they're national. So Life from the Southside will always have a dedicated space for the Southside, because this is where it's based at.
Right.
However, I want my Southside, West and East side communities, my underrepresented communities, to know that they can travel outside Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They can, be a writer. They can,
Yes.
all those things. So that's really, I always say this, that the magazine is the bacon on my plate. People don't know what it all entails
Mm-hmm.
outside it. They just see the magazine, the
Right,
product,
the
which
final
I forgot. I have a copy for you with you on it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
They don't see all the other things that does. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, when you talked about your first magazine being pressed, what is that whole process like? It seems like a black box to me of just okay. Well, obviously you have to have content, so you got to do some reporting, journalists,
For sure.
right? There's the pre-production, and there's the production, and there's an actual press in this case. That
It's a
makes
lot of
it-
work.
What is that? What all goes into making a magazine?
I write every day. Every day I'm up by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm already writing. I've already done stuff before I came here.
Mhm.
I start early.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do get sleep. It used to be the other way around. I used to have really bad insomnia. Not anymore.
Mm.
I sleep because I'm up early and I need to be on my game.
Right.
Now with Live from the Southside magazine being a business, I have client content. So clients send me their content. What they pay for the real estate in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have our highlights. I have categories. Now we have San Antonio Latina Legacy. I launched with a partner. An online Latina storytelling initiative, but it is part of Life from the South Side.
Mm.
So it's housed in there. And so every day
Mm-hmm.
I have my categories and I write every day. I also have contributors as
Mhm.
well. And so, yeah, that. Then Lisa's still a part of my life. I have a small team, my admin, and then I have another editor. They look it over. I get the last hurrah,
Mhm.
and then we send it to get print. But we're a month ahead
Mm.
every month. So like March
You already have your stuff.
is
there.
already done in February.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
every day. People
Yeah.
don't see that. They
Right,
see,
right.
now that my
But
life.
you've got to be consistent.
Yeah, now that my life has completely changed, I do a lot of public speaking. Now I have the radio show, all these things. Good Morning San Antonio.
Mhm.
But they don't see that part
Yeah, that's
It's
still the
every
day-to-day
day.
grind.
every day.
But that's the engine that keeps cranking.
Absolutely.
That regardless of any of the noise, that's what's got to get done. That's the product.
It has to get done.
Mhm.
Whether I'm not in a good mood or tired, or I
Right.
have all these events, which I've gotten really good at scheduling things for myself. Typically Mondays is an office day. Fridays is an office day because people are getting into the office and they're leaving the office for the weekend.
right.
So I've gotten really good with having mentors like Lisa
Mhm.
and all the leadership things that I've done. Therapy helps. My entrepreneurial example from my dad. I've had to say no to things.
Mhm.
Spending time with my family, that's hard too, because things are, they take you away from that,
Right.
especially the travel. I think it was not last year, the year before. I did a lot of national travel.
Mm.
And I mean, it was a
That's
blast.
awesome.
I'm not going to lie. It was awesome. But it was a little lonely
Right.
because you can't take your family. You're working.
Yeah, the road's lonely, right?
However, my magazine is nationally read. Little Southside
Right.
magazine here is read in New York and Washington State. I mean, that's cool.
Right. Yeah. Coast to coast.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So with the magazine being published, that was 2020. You
Yes.
pushed it out. What was the next transition to the new domain that you went into? So you talk about radio, you talked about KSAT. What was the next one after the magazine started? You started that engine up. Now what came next, and how did you get to that next jump?
I started pitching other organizations to partner to get more Southside content, because keep in mind it was all Southside first.
Right.
And I wasn't taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, these are organizations that can open doors for me as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, because this is my business now, and content wise. And again, I don't think I was taken seriously. And so I'm very big on, if it's a no, then I'll just do it myself. And so I started just going to networking events, all kinds, from chambers to nonprofits to whatever. And then I started making my own women's events, women only. And I wanted to be an example of supporting other women. So I would invite other women in business to tell their stories. So all of this, all these different networks that I'm collaborating or not collaborating with, but like spending time with, they're giving me content. I'm meeting new people. I'm meeting people that are taking me seriously.
Right.
And I got a lot of no's. I got a lot of, you're just a social media influencer. And no disrespect to that, because I've done that 10 plus years ago. But I have a mortgage. Like, this is a business.
Right,
and I think that I was very underestimated as a business owner, not knowing my background. I think that's a superpower, though, now.
No, absolutely.
And so I'm meeting all these people, networking. And I'm like, you know what? I like that these people are not known. I want to highlight them. They're excited about it because they are doing good things in the community. They do have a cool business that they own, or a legacy business. That was my parents. That is my parents.
Right.
They were never on the news. So that's what I did. You got to use what you got, right?
Right.
And so that's what I did. And before I knew it, I got a phone call from a news station. They wanted creative say so in some of my content. And I said no. And then I called my mom and cried in the car. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? I just said no to a news station. And she's like, well, you've always been real, follow your gut. And, you know, as long as it's not in love relationships, it's done me right. No. Till now. I guess age makes you wiser, right? I know better now.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna portray someone I'm not.
Right.
You know, this is where I'm from, and just because I'm from the South Side, I still have both my parents. You know, they're good people. Like, I grew up
your values
with everything that I could possibly need. I'm not gonna come out and act like I'm from the hood. Like, I'm not. That's not how I grew up. And so I said no. But then maybe about a week or two later, KSAT calls. And I was like, here we go again. They see this happening and they want, I get it. They want to share the San Antonio Southside stuff, you know. KSAT told me right from the start, we love your content. We love what you're doing for your community. We don't want to change a thing.
Wow.
How can we make this work? So I asked for what I wanted. I'm like, I'm already here. I might as well just ask for what I want. And they gave it to me. And so now I have Live from the Southside has its own dedicated page on ksat.com.
I've seen it. Yeah.
They created a logo. Then SA Live came. Hey, we want to do this with you live. Cool. Okay. And then now we have Good Morning San Antonio. In between the KSAT website to the TV shows came the radio. The radio said the same thing. Let's work together. Let's, you promote us, we promote you. I'm no stranger to the Tejano scene because my dad was a musician. My brothers, they all play instruments but me. So I don't know how that happened, but that happened. And so I'm no stranger to media. I'm no stranger to the Tejano scene, but I was a stranger to radio. And so I remember their publicist, rest in peace to her. She was a good woman and she's no longer here. she was a big fan of Life from the Southside. And it was just going to be a media collaboration. And they're like, we need to give you your own show. You would do great. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing that. It's a commitment.
It's another commitment. Yeah.
It's radio. I've never done radio. And she calls me. She's like, they're giving you this opportunity. You can do whatever you want with it. Like, just try it. And so I did. And tried it out. And I thought, you know what? Here's another avenue for me to share my stories. They were all about it. And so being that they're from very South Texas, they understood the underrepresented thing.
Yes.
And so
It's the Lopez family.
Yeah. I know one works at Southside.
I don't know. I don't know them that well.
They're very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a huge family. Very cool.
I've been a part of their stuff through your show and through Placido Salazar's show as well.
So Placido was friends with their dad for many years.
Yeah.
But they're great. They've been very great to me. They pretty much leave it in my hands. They trust me a lot.
Yeah.
And then I love my producer, Adam Ace. He has guided me on things that I don't know, and vice versa, because I've helped him with some stuff too in media. And we just work very well together. And he's from the South Side, so
yeah,
plus there. But no, the radio happened, and they're now part of my media kit. So yeah, I get to offer my readership media through reading, publication, digital, of course, social media, TV, and radio.
You're on every wave.
It's crazy.
You're over the air. You're on in the wave, and you're on online. Yeah, and in press and print.
Yeah.
How sustainable is that?
Which part?
All of it.
Media.
Everything.
You're
growing a team, right? Or you had
a team now.
You had to beef up, right, to get the team.
Not so much that. You can't do it all.
Yeah.
You can't do it all. You can't be everywhere, because as the magazine's growing and all of these media outlets are growing from Life from the South Side, I'm getting opportunities to be a public speaker, to sit on panels, to share my journey with other Latinas, other women, other Southsiders, West, East Siders, people that come from, underserved communities. Then I have that part of my career. And so I needed help. I mean, I'm literally answering emails in between events, and I'm like, okay, this is too much. Like, I can't do it all. I can't be everywhere all the time either.
Right.
And so I had to hire a team. Part-time first, and now full-time. And best decision. You got to bite the bullet. It's an investment in yourself. I think that's why a lot of entrepreneurs get scared to hire someone, because it does cost.
Right. Well, what I'll say is you do it the right way, though, right? It's when you're ready, when that growth is spilling over from what you're capable of doing. You just can't be 3 people, right?
You can't.
So, but if you were to put the cart before the horse and you hire and
I see that a lot.
You don't have any demand. You still need to be putting in more work as if you're 3 people, Absolutely. You still have your house to sustain. Right.
Your mental wellness, because you can't function if you're exhausted.
Right.
I have the honor of sitting on the Small Business Advisory Board for the city of San Antonio, and I get to represent District 4.
That's awesome.
I was appointed by a councilman. And I see this all the time with small businesses. They get into the whole train of thought of, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And then they quit their job.
Yeah.
And they have no savings.
Right.
And they have no structure, no plan. They think that I'm a business owner and it's just going to come. No. you will be eating ramens or nothing if you don't have yourself set up the right way.
Right.
You can't just jump ship. I know risk is a big part of entrepreneurship, but you need to be a little smart about the risk you're taking too, especially if you have a family.
Right.
And you're providing for your family, or you have a mortgage or whatever. I mean, you still need to sustain yourself. If you don't have clients, you don't get paid.
Yeah,
It's constant.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. I remember hearing Live from the South Side, and I was like, man, that's so catchy. I was like, and it was so catchy where it's like, it's one of those things where you feel like you've heard it before, but then you think about it, it's like, what? I don't think I've ever heard it before, but it sounds familiar, you know? How did you come up with that name?
So I had become a South San Antonio Chamber member. Shout out to Al Areola. Now he is the CEO of the United Corpus Christi Chamber. When I got involved with the chamber, he was the first one, and he was not even from here.
No, he's
from
not,
Del
yeah.
Rio. He was the first one that's like, yeah, let's do it. You know, so I became a member.
What year was that?
Gosh, that had to have been 2020, 2021 maybe, before he left. And so we started collaborating on highlights, and I'm meeting people through the chamber. I met all the people at the missions, Southside Craft Soda. Like, I'm meeting other entrepreneurs that are on a journey as well. And he had a hashtag called Live from the South Side and All Roads Lead South. And so he started doing different things. You know, things were kind of changing, and they even rebranded their whole name now. But I kept Live from the South Side. I'm like, I like that. No one's doing anything with it.
Right.
So I kept it.
Well, it's so easy off the tongue, and like I said, it's like that. It's like it's familiar, so familiar, but I can't really put a finger on where I've originally seen it.
People say it when they do things. Like, I know Normvell is from Brewster's Backyard Ice House. I got a strange phone call from him because he does a lot of lives, and he would say, I'm coming to you live from the South Side.
That's probably how it's.
And so someone tells him, hey, man, you shouldn't be using that because that's actually someone's business name.
Right.
And so he looked me up and he was like, I am so sorry. And I'm like, no, man, go say it all you want.
Yeah.
And he's one of my good friends now. We do a lot of work together too. But yeah, I think people just would say it, especially I hear it like live from whatever. I think people just use that term online, wherever they're from.
Well, I remember hearing so many, especially in that era. Like, I can't think of any other people off the top of my head, but
the Carpenter's Apprentice.
He's a hard guy.
Yeah, we would do a lot of. Right? You know, it's funny story. Roy and I went into a local establishment, and we were just starting out, both of us. It was during COVID. I think the magazine had just come out. So we're trying to get content. He's trying to get content for his podcast talk show. And people were rude to us.
Really?
They were like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be interviewed. And we're like, they had no clue. I mean, he became an anchor in, I forgot where he moved to.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But yeah, not everyone was excited about being interviewed or being online or any of that.
Was that a surprise to you?
Yes. I'm like, this is like free advertising, not knowing what our reach was at the time. And it was decent at the time.
Right.
And then it grew, both of us. So that was a little odd.
Yeah, whenever a reporter will reach out and be like, hey, do you know anybody in this? And I go asking, I'm like, yeah, I'll get somebody in 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, it's a little harder than I thought.
Yes.
Right? Because like, no, I don't want to be on this. I don't want to be on that. And
now I don't have that problem because people are like, hey, I have a story, or, you know, everyone wants to be in the stuff. Now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like one of the first articles I was in, or reports or something, I remember I said a joke, and overall it was a good piece on me. I don't think it wasn't bad, but they focused on that joke and took it out of context, and I was like, oh man. I think I was talking about how I carry my rejection letter with me in my wallet, and so I'm pulling it out of my wallet, and I go, man, this rejection letter is kind of like my heart, how it left me, pulling it out in pieces, and I laughed. Right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, that's pretty innocent.
Yeah, I mean, and they're like, the whole thing is my rejection letter, my rejection letter, my rejection letter, my rejection letter. It's like, it was just funny. I mean, it was, I overall, it was a great message and everything. But I can see how, especially, and this was before, well, I guess maybe just as the distrust in media, right? And started coming where people are like, I don't really know how they're going to turn it, or I don't want to be perceived this way. And I just don't want the heat. And I think a lot of it comes from that, why people will tell me no, they don't want to be a part of any report or want to be recorded, or they're like, oh no, that's not for me, that's you, Jesus. And I'm like, no, I'm not the prettiest to be on camera. Let's just be honest. So I mean, I think that was a surprise to me too.
Yeah.
That was a surprise.
I think now though it's changed a little bit. I think people of all ages, they want to be social media famous with no niche,
right?
No purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is bad for our kids, because when I do a lot of career days, when I visit elementaries, I'm the author because they don't understand the publisher.
Right.
I'm the publisher media person in middle school and high school. And you'd be amazed at how many from those three, not just one or the other, it's
want to be
elementary, all of them. They want to be famous TikTokers.
Well, it's to your point on that. You know, you shared how you made those transitions from that to a business and those are hard things to accomplish, and not a very low percentage are able to pull it off and be successful. And it's not just, you know, once you go to business, then you're on all these different waves and different diversifying your income streams, right? And diversifying your reach. Those are complex strategic strategies to execute.
That's the word right there.
And
strategic.
And when you roll out a roadmap like that, it seems impossible. But if you're just making one video a day, the price to enter is so cheap, anybody feels like they can do it. If that makes sense. And you know, another parallel I see is, and I don't think this has changed at all in the history of mankind, humanity. I think our era now is the social media thing. But you know, it used to be TV, and it used to be, oh, I want to be like George Clooney. I want to be,
yeah.
I mean, every movie I saw that was action, I want to be a transformer. I mean, I want to be, you know what I mean? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be, after I saw Armageddon, I was like, I wanted to be an astronaut, right? I wanted to be all those, whatever it was, not necessarily an actor, but it inspired me to want to do those things.
Well, those were the examples that we saw.
Right. And then before that, it was, I want to be on the radio. Before that is, I want to be on the press. I want to be a newspaper writer. Yeah. And so, but the cost to enter and to be in a newspaper, right? Being able to be in the newspaper or write in the newspaper, and then to be able to be on TV, to be able to be on the radio, those were so hard to do back then. And they're still hard today.
Yeah.
But a lot easier to do to be on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
And so I think that cost of entry and price, it leads up to my next question is, as you get in this role of leadership, as you get into this role of opportunity, because the doors that open for you now didn't open 10 years ago. And at least that's the case for me. How do you balance not being a gatekeeper and giving opportunity, especially when you look back and you say, would I have let April Monterrosa come in through my gate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I often reflect on that.
I've never been a gatekeeper. I don't come from gatekeeping parents
Mhm.
or a gatekeeping foundation. I've learned that gatekeeping, you don't grow.
Right.
You stay in the same bubble. I mean, let's be real. We know a lot of gatekeepers. Where are they at? In the same place. They've been in the same place for years. And what's the point? Why do you want to hold on to all the knowledge and the opportunity and or the people that can help you grow? What is the point of that? I've never been a gatekeeper. I don't need to be. I think that's why.
Right.
I don't need anyone to do anything for me. I've learned that in my journey with all the no's.
Mm-hmm.
I can just create my own thing. Gatekeep all you want. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something better with less work because I'm very strategic. That comes from my business background.
Yeah.
As a kid, work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm in the roles that I'm in, it's I don't take it for granted. I'm grateful to the higher power for guiding me through all the stuff that I've been through in my personal life and has gotten me here. And I meet so many people that are now looking up to me for whether it's the TV person, the whatever hat I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, instead of being a gatekeeper, I'd rather them see that I grew up in a blue collar family, because I'm always honest about that.
Right.
On the South Side, and I'm building the life that I want. And that is possible for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's going to tell you no, you come over here, because I'm going to tell you yes if you're doing the work.
Right.
And I do. That's where the youth writing program and media program comes in, and all the different things that I'm involved in, that the magazine, all the initiatives that the magazine has brought, because I'm not a gatekeeper. And a lot of people don't know about all those initiatives.
Right. The resources, the opportunities.
Yeah.
I often, in one of my previous roles, I had like 20 something direct reports. And I remember always thinking and telling my team, I was like, when promotion time comes around and you're doing these evals, I need you to give me the ammunition to fight on behalf of you, right? Like, give me the reasons. And it's not because I doubt them. It's just, I need your help to pitch that case.
Why do you deserve
right,
it?
Right. Why you deserve, and it's not that I question you, right? But give me the ammunition I need. And I think people who want opportunities and these, from these people who have access and abilities to make it happen, they need to come with the mindset of, let me give that person the ammunition to understand why this should be. It's not, you should just accept me for who I am because that's who I am. Because, growing up, I would wear my heart on my sleeve, right? I was like, nah, if you don't like me like this, da 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 da.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it's like how I just asked you, would I have accepted myself then, right? The way I was without, now you just accept me. And it's like, well, it's not practical when you've got thousands of people reaching out to you, or can you meet up with each of them? Can you? And
I used to try.
Always being, yeah, there's so much for me that's so important to always being accessible but being practical about it. And that's why I ask, well, let me ask, how would somebody have the best chance to convince you that they're worth publishing in the magazine, worth being on a show or being on, because that avenue is important to help you grow, but also a day-to-day part of your work,
For sure. I look for the people that don't care to be seen. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to share positive stories about my community, because all you see on the news is all the bad stuff.
Right.
Or I saw my parents and my madrina and padrino and everyone in my neighborhood with the church and helping each other, and nobody shares those things.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted to do. I didn't think it was going to lead me here. So I look for those people that deserve it. They deserve the spotlight. They deserve the recognition. And I'm in a situation where it's more than that, because I'm so connected to so many other things that I can help their mission, bring more opportunities, resources, whatever. I look for those people. Now, you said thousands of people. It sounds like you're exaggerating. No, we get emails,
Daily.
messages. I have my set of platforms for the magazine, and then I have my own as a publisher. So, in fact, I just recently merged my email account because it was ridiculous. And I'm sure my admin loves this now. Like, it's one. But we get story pitches like you would not believe. And there's a lot of people that are like, look at me. Look at me because I did whatever. Not knocking that. Hey, great. You're confident. You want to tell your story. Cool. But the people that are not like that, like you're not like that. You're here trying to really build something for your community with your family. And I don't just mean, your wife and your parents. No, I mean, you're an example for your children.
Right.
That's all grassroots. And that's not looking for recognition. That's really doing the work to bring good things to your community. It's those stories for me, because that's what I grew up in.
Right. So it's, if I'm going to spit back at you for our viewers, being authentic, who you are for yourself, right? And, I know, and you've got to be cognizant of the ammunition you send up for them to go fight for you. It can't be you're the hero and the general of everything, right? Like, look at me, I slayed 1,000 men with with this little mesquite stick, right? I mean, whatever the story is, right? Like, have a greater cause, have a greater purpose, a bigger vision that's bigger than you. And that's that. The media and the things will come, and you've got to have a plan, right? You've got to have a plan greater, but you've got to have a vision and a purpose in whatever it is you're doing, and be authentic in how you do it. As you shared for us, it's always been, man, bring the whole family, right? Like, my mom and dad are part of everything I do. My wife, we're and then my kids, they come everywhere. You've seen the things I post about them. They're at the ranch with us, and we're filling up the feeders. They're hunting with us. They're helping us skin a deer. And then, I mean, Autumn got her first buck this year.
I remember.
7 years old. and then, then we go to the wreck, and we're all cleaning up there, and they're helping me. They're holding tools. We just got Paloma going. I mean, you bring everybody with you. And I think that concept has helped me inevitably get further than I ever thought it was. And
that's exactly how I grew up. My brothers and I, and we're all successful because of those life skills, the hard work ethic, the unity, the helping others, the being involved with your community. We've all been entrepreneurs. I'm very proud of both my brothers. They're doing well too. But that's why.
Right.
Because of the foundation. And that's the type of foundation that you're building for your own children.
Right.
So you should be proud of yourself.
Well, it's taking a village, it's taking the community.
Absolutely.
And I've only stepped all over the leaders, probably the same leaders you've been help push you up too. Because the teachers, the community members, the family members, there's so many good people in the neighborhood that you've been showcasing for the last 5 to 10 years. And I think for us, putting that at the front and building off of it to where you give people an opportunity to come back and actually invest in their community. Because for so many years, the best of South San, let's just say the best, right? The highest performing, whatever, they go off and they get good jobs elsewhere. And that's what we want. We want them to get great jobs. We want them to get paying opportunities, but we want those opportunities to also be here so they have a choice.
Absolutely.
And how do you build that? Well, you got to come back. And I know there's plenty of ways to help outside of the district back into it, but we've got to enrich the soil here and invest into it. And I think that's right up the alley of the work you're doing. It's in the title. It's a hurdle, a big hurdle to jump, because it's more than any dollar amount that I could provide to be able to fix it. But I think our presence and the purpose and staying focused on that vision, the day-to-day,
for sure,
that'll get us there.
You kind of develop a sense of responsibility when you step into roles like this. I'm sure you can relate to this. You started your building a purpose, and even the parade and all these things, and it's not a one-shot thing. And now that you have the ball rolling with the rec and all these things, you have a responsibility now to your community. And I don't think people understand that part.
Right.
I mean, I don't care where I go outside the South Side. If I give a presentation or a motivational speech, business, mentoring, I have a slide dedicated to Southside Gems. And you'd be amazed at the oohs and the ahs in the crowd when they don't realize that we have the river that runs through our city on our part of town, or the missions, or, all the cool snack shops and taquerias. And you'd be amazed at just the sounds I hear from the audience. Like, that's in San Antonio. But yeah, I'm very proud of where I'm from. My parents, I was a handful growing up.
Well, you're the oldest too, no?
Yeah, I'm the oldest. And the only girl, and the shortest.
The shortest.
But no, everything that I do with the magazine, comes from the foundation of how I grew up. And here, I still own a home here. I bought the house I grew up in, walking distance from South San, and now I live in the East Central area, further south. So I'm true to my roots.
Right.
I'm still here.
No, that's awesome. What are some of your memories at South San? Good and bad.
Good. My mom worked at the school.
She did.
She was a teacher's aide and a substitute.
Wow.
She did it. I think she did it to keep an eye on us.
Yeah.
I was a wild
That's
child.
what my dad said too.
But seeing my mom every day and hearing how much the students loved her. She still keeps in touch with some of them.
Really?
On Facebook, yeah. They called her Mrs. G. That was probably my best memories, hearing how students really liked my mom.
You weren't embarrassed that your mom was there? No?
Not at all. We were never like that.
No?
My younger brother was a big clown. Both my brothers were in band. Them too. Like, my mom was very involved with the boosters, and no, we were never embarrassed of our parents.
My dad used to yell, "My baby," when I'm in football, right? Like, my mom too. And I'm like, oh man. But they would do it to embarrass me.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm like, my sister, she would, same thing.
That's funny. No, we never were. Bad memories. It was very hard to transition to public school, coming from private school, and you're going to school with kids that.
Well, you transitioned going to Dwight.
Yes.
And middle school is tough. I don't know what Dwight was like back then for you, but for us, I mean,
high school was no different. The big gang thing was going on when we were in high school, when I was in high school. It was hard. It was very hard that like my parents, they broke away from generational curses, right? So I knew they existed, but I was never really around it till I got to South San and Dwight. I went to school with kids who are getting dropped off in Mercedes. Their parents are doctors and lawyers. And
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell Mercedes.
that was not us. Spoken like a true South San student. No. Yeah, I mean, it was my dad was always very big on us dressing nice no matter where we went. We were not rich by all means. My dad just worked hard and my mom knew how to shop. So we always looked nice. So I had a very hard time with people thinking I was a rich, you know what? Because I was a little polished. And I think that's coming from private school.
Right.
It's different. And so that was very hard. But I think had I not gone through my public school journey, I would not be here.
Right.
Because that's the demographic that I serve.
Well, the fact that you have both your parents.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is.
That's a game changer.
Sure.
It was for us.
For sure. But you don't know any different until you're around that.
Yeah.
Where in private school, that's the majority. In public school, I'm saying for me.
Yeah, me too. I think it still is
It
today.
wasn't.
No.
You know, I didn't know dad was in jail or mom was on drugs, or I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Like I knew that existed, but in real life, to know people that went through those situations, it was all very new.
I can count on one hand the amount of friends I had that had both parents. And I mean, majority of them didn't.
Yeah.
And then the one parent had to work all the time. So then the kid's by himself. And, you know, and that honestly, you talk about the gangs back then. I mean, the gangs was still very active when I was going to school. And you think about why, and it's like how they say idle time is the devil's like play toy, right? And then cell phones came in, and now kids are being influencers, right? Or trying to. I think they have that avenue where they're not bored anymore.
Yeah.
So now they've got something they can just.
But they're also getting into trouble on the internet.
Yeah, I mean they've got
the
different vices through the online platforms, but it's keeping the kids entertained. And I think a lot of times when the parents aren't there and they've got nothing to do, let's go in the street. And we'd go in the street all the time, play basketball. I mean, I don't think there was a time where I really just was a couch potato. I mean, we were always doing something, always playing basketball, always boxing, always grappling, always playing football, always in the street. And, you know, that's how we stayed busy. And all the guys came over to my house. And, but I think in that era, it was just that's people were more active. And if you were bored, then you got into trouble, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Or if you didn't have an example.
Right.
Or a mentor. I think that my dad was a mentor to us, not realizing that. And I think he had mentors in his entrepreneurial journey, and he didn't realize that either. Most were not Latino. Taught him about finances and all kinds of things. And he came home and taught us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very big on financial literacy. You can still live on the South Side, West or East. You can still buy a home. You can still have money in the bank. Like, all that is not TV and fake. You can really have that.
It's within reach.
Here. And I try to teach kids that owning a home or the nice car is not a dream. It's a goal. And you figure out how to make that happen. And, of course, I talk about education and all those things. But I want to teach my community that you can achieve the goals, not the dream, and just keep dreaming about it like it can happen.
Right. What's your first recollection of how we met?
I think I met you that I remember at the board manager. Yeah.
And what were your impressions, your first thoughts?
I really didn't think anything. I meet so many people.
It was such a That whole process was such a
it was very
hurting the cats kind of.
It was very rushed.
Yeah, structure.
Ray suggested that I try, and so I'm like, okay, Ray. I already knew after the first day that I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that with what I do.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many restrictions for me anyway. I'm very blunt and direct. And then I don't think that mixes with a school board.
Yeah. Well, I think the board of managers, it's temporary, right? But it was a lot of educational.
I did learn a lot. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm glad that I went. I already knew after the first day that no, this is not for me. But I stuck it out because of what I learned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first time, I think that was the first time we met in person. The first time we were on a couple emails, I think, back and forth. Somebody had introduced us, I think, years back. But I like asking that question because it kind of makes you think about where you were in that time and first impressions. Tell me about a time where your first impressions weren't the best, and you're like, oh, I ruined that. Because a lot of times you think as you grow and you're like, oh, and you're professional, it's like, oh, I never have a bad first impression. But there were times where I had some bad first impressions, and it's mostly with me shooting up, right? Like me reaching. And when I say reaching, I mean, like meeting somebody for the first time, and you're like, I'd like to get to know who he is or whatever.
Gosh, that's a tough one. I think for me, I've gotten better at not being so rushed. Mm-hmm. Being in media spaces, people want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't have the time. And so it's rushed. And I have probably in the past been like, God, I probably sounded rude or came across as like I didn't pay attention to them. And it wasn't intentional. It's just I gotta go like to be on stage or whatever it is I'm doing. So I'm more intentional now.
Yeah.
Where even like after an event, I will stay and I will talk to every single person that comes up to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be that I will make the time. Mm-hmm. And it pays off because your network grows. You get to connect people with other people and it's all positive.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really have any I try to be nice to everybody. I think it's just sometimes you're in a rush when you're doing things. Yeah.
See, I'm more from my first impression for me where I really messed it up. It was at I had an event when we were living in Austin. So it was over 10 years ago. And actually, I'm looking to meet up with him and do a read. I don't know if he remembers or not. I won't say his name, but I went up to him and I remember seeing an article about him, and I didn't read the full article, and I was trying to fill words for the conversation. Went up, I was like, "Hey, you know this person? I know that person," and I was like, "Yeah, I didn't realize you didn't like this person," and I was just rambling, and I've learned. Less is more.
That's
right?
funny.
Like, don't start.
Well, you're a talker by nature.
Like,
you like to talk.
I mean, it's still uncomfortable to go up to somebody you don't know, and then I'm trying to. Again, I'm reaching, right? I'm trying to introduce myself because somebody's like, you should meet him. So I'm like, let me go. This is an opportunity. He's getting a drink, and then I'm trying to put points on how we're connected. And it just wasn't connecting. I mean, and it's like
sometimes it's chemistry though too.
But yeah, that's true. In that instance, it was just I needed to shut up. I mean, because I was speaking on things. I was reaching. I mean, I was reaching for an article I had saw. That guy kind of looked like him, and I was like, "Weren't you in something recently?" And he's like, and he's trying to think, and then I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't a good first impression." And I often. A lot of people will say that, oh, your first impressions are then for a lifetime, and I've never really been one to believe that. I think you've really got to see how they act.
People change.
And people grow. Yeah,
for sure. People grow. You don't know what someone's feeling that day. Right. I mean, it's so many things that factor into that. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Right.
That first impressions are everything.
No, that's so true. What is your faith journey look like? Do you believe in God?
I do. I grew up Catholic. Do I go to church every Sunday? No. But I do believe in God.
Where's your home parish?
St. Clair.
St. Clair?
And then St. James.
Is that where you baptized, St. Clair?
Yes. And then my communion was St. James and my confirmation was St. Clair. I was back and forth. Because that's where I went to school.
Yeah.
St. James.
St. James.
And then St. Clair's by my house.
Yeah, we used to go to St. Clair for a little while when we lived.
What I do remember about going to church on Sundays is all the fights I had with my mom about wearing a dress to church. I was a big tomboy. I'm like, oh.
I don't want to wear a dress.
Yeah, now it's different, but yeah, no, oh my goodness. Every Sunday she's like, I don't know why you do this. You already know you have to wear a dress to church.
You know the routine.
Yeah. That's funny.
How do you know if something is divine?
Intuition. I'm very intuitive. I know who I am. I have a lot of faith. I do believe that my guardian angel probably goes crazy with me, but I have one. I think it's my great grandma, my German grandma. She was tough.
She was tough.
Oh yeah, she was 4'11", red hair, blue eyes, half German, half Spanish. She was a rancher.
Wow.
Nobody told her a thing. She was very blunt.
Is she from like Kerrville area? I mean,
no,
or
you know what? That's
Castroville, or
no, I'm not even sure where she was born. I'm gonna ask my mom. It was actually my mom's grandmother.
your mom's grandma.
I was not close to my mom's mother. I was close to my mom's grandmother and my dad's mom, but she died when I was very young. No, my faith. I come from very strong people, and they always believed in that, in faith, in God. Put God and family first.
Right.
You know, something's wrong, pray. Something's great, pray. I mean, that's just how we grew up.
Right.
And so I think that growing up in that type of home, because of what my parents went through as children, they even more so had a lot of faith. And so they instilled that in us, me the most, because I'm the oldest. I just trust my gut, and I think I owe it to that, my faith. It hasn't done me wrong so far.
Right.
That's listening to my gut. I didn't say my heart. That's done me wrong.
Your heart. Yeah.
And not just relationships, in business and friendships. You know, you
love hurts.
You want in any form. You're absolutely right. You think that people have the same heart as you, and they don't.
Right.
And when you do wear your heart on your sleeve and open about everything, you get hurt.
Right. Well, it also reminds you that we're all human, and who hurts you the most is normally family, right? I mean, intentionally or unintentionally.
For sure.
And we're human. We're bound to fail and sin, and you could do the absolutely best that you could, thinking that was the right thing, but you do it in the wrong direction, not knowing, man, it could really destroy somebody. And communication is
For sure.
super important.
My family, my immediate family, we're small, but we're very close. We're all so busy because we all own businesses, and we're all very direct. So communication isn't a problem.
Right.
I think my biggest struggle has been with friendships, that you expect people who have been in your life a long time to be a part of your journey. And for whatever reason, they're not supportive, or they're negative. And so all the growth I've done in my career and in my journey and in my faith, I strongly believe that if it's negative, it's not for me. And so I just keep on going. And so I've lost a lot of friendships, or they've changed. But I don't think they realize that I'm not that person anymore. All the work that they've seen me do is to get here.
Right.
And you can't explain that to people that don't get it. And unfortunately, you just have to cut ties. And that hurts.
Yeah.
Because it's people you grew up with, people that have been in your life through some really tough, challenges and obstacles, and you think they're going to be part of the good stuff, and they're not. They don't even really know who you are because they still see you as back then. Because they didn't want to grow with you, or at least be a part of your growth.
Right. I one of my pillar values is being myself no matter where I'm at, right? And especially in school, I remember being in school and I'd come home and I'd act silly at home, right? My brother, I remember he'd go to school and he'd act silly with me at home, but he'd go to school and he's all hard and all the girls liked him. And I'm like, man, he'd change. I go, why are you changing when you go to school? And maybe I should have changed a little bit. Maybe I should have combed my hair and brushed my teeth. I don't know, but I think for me that's always been a key pillar and a value for me. And I was like, even if I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be the same person. I'm gonna be and I'm not the same person. I've grown and I've gotten better and but I've always wanted to keep that. When times are hard, you're gonna get the same calm, collected Jesus, and when times are awesome, great, and happy, you're gonna get the calm, collected. Like I've always wanted that in no matter whatever situation you're in. And I look back at some of my longest friendships, right? Like we don't talk very often. People I've known since when I went to Kindred Elementary, right? When I went to Royal Gate Elementary and Palo Alto, right? I mean, I hopped around all of them. So, but I think of those elementary years and where some of the kids I went to school with are, and some of them are locked up. Some of them didn't find their rhythm in life, and I brought up the conversation of gatekeeping. I would say I'm a vessel to certain resources and opportunities. And I've always told myself since middle school that it is my job to be the best friend that I can to them. And if I'm truly loving as Jesus did, I wouldn't expect anything in return. Right. But on the same point, I have to have prudence to be able to know if that's going to negatively affect my family and those who are close to me, my kids. I've got to protect them.
For sure.
So I struggle with that balance. And
you need to protect yourself too.
And those values. And I agree. And if I'm not okay, my kids aren't okay,
For sure.
So I see it from that aspect. But that's one of those things I juggle and I'm constantly challenged at with anything, because we fail. We're human, and I should not expect them to be the best of friends to me because they're human. They will fail me, even if they had good intentions. And if I'm doing my best to love as Jesus did, right? The golden rule, loving your neighbors, you'd want to be loved yourself. I shouldn't expect anything in return. And I've always tried to keep that valued no matter where I've changed and what circumstances, because that's how I try to model and live as Jesus did.
For sure.
Pun intended. But okay, no, that's awesome. So what is your purpose in life?
My purpose, that's a good question. I think now I think it changes. I think my purpose now is to bring opportunity to my community and to be a role model for other women in this area. I think that's what my purpose is. That's what's got me here, following my passion. And I think that's what has made me believe that, okay, this is my purpose. I mean, when I was in the beauty industry, my purpose was to make people feel good. not just look good, because I was on the wellness side of the spa industry, right? So I'm hearing them, I'm listening to them. I feel like that kind of trained me for what I do now. The only difference is now, instead of making them feel good about their skin and their bodies, I make them feel good about their confidence and what they're doing in their neighborhoods, communities, businesses. And so maybe that's what it is. My purpose is to make people feel good about the work that they're doing, share the stories, influence and encourage goodness, entrepreneurship, to thrive.
Right.
I think that's what my purpose is now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the best advice anybody's ever given you?
There's two. The first one was the woman I mentioned, my ex-employer, that whenever I'm having a really bad day, whenever you're going through something really bad, force yourself to get up and get out. Go try something new, take a class, go for a walk, push yourself. And then when you're at ease, then relax in your home peacefully. People usually do it the other way around. She had gone through some really bad things in her life, and someone gave her that piece of advice, so she passed it on to me. And that is a game changer. I have stuck to that since I was 23. My dad, that's the second piece of advice. My dad has always taught us to not care what people think. And so that sticks with me all the time, because being in media now, being on several different platforms, people are not always nice.
Right.
But I don't care. I've gotten thicker skinned. I don't know if you've ever seen the meme. Have you ever passed the wrong tool to your dad? Yeah, that's my dad right there. I'm like, if I can handle his criticism, I can handle anybody's. But no, and it's not that I don't care. It's more like tuning out negative noise.
Yeah. Stay focused on the goal.
And so I teach my girls that, my stepdaughters and women and youth that I mentor. If somebody comes into your life and it's more negative, they don't deserve to be in your life. And so I stick to that. Don't listen to the negative noise, because it's hurtful, it slows you down, and it's pointless.
Right.
And those people that do those things or say those things, they're lacking something that you have, clearly. And it doesn't matter.
Right.
You're the one that's in that position. So those are the two best pieces of advice.
Okay. What's the greatest lesson learned that you ever experienced?
No one is going to do the work like you. No one. Partners, friends, even family. If you're working on something, no one is going to do it like you. I'm saying something that you want to do. They're not going to do it like you. So you might as well just do it yourself. Hence why I'm doing it myself now. Yeah, that would be it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've learned that. And you can't transplant your brain into them to understand the nuance, to have the intuition to respond this way or that way, because they haven't experienced it. And you've got to create an environment where you can try to coach them up that much. And the only thing that'll build that is time.
Whenever I'm going to walk on stage, I always hear my dad. My dad would always tell us, speak up. I can't hear you. Speak up. Pick your head up and speak up. Not, slouching and shy. And I was never shy, but he would tell us that. And I always hear that when I'm going to walk on stage. I just emceed the American Heart Association event. There was probably maybe 400 people. My stages are getting bigger and bigger as my journey grows. And I always think about that. When I hear people talk to me about their trials, their challenges, I listen and I offer a resolution instead of the, oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, of course I am sorry, but you know, the pobrecito, no. I'm very big on, okay, so now what?
Yeah. Dropping a ladder in the hole.
How are we going to fix that? But yeah, no, all of these things have been part of my growth and I guess why I'm here.
Who's been your greatest mentor growing up and mentor today?
My dad. I never credit my mom. I said this in another interview. Both my parents are very strong people. They've both been through things growing up. But
Did your parents go to Southside?
No, my mom went to McCullum and my dad went to Harlandale. But my dad grew up in the West Side. My dad has this work ethic where I think he has always had to prove to himself that he could do it. I don't know if that comes from whatever he went through in his childhood. And I think all the therapy and leadership and mentorship things I've been through, I see why my parents are the way they are and why we're the way we are. My mom is probably the thicker skinned of all of us, even though she's the most graceful because of what she went through in her family life. And both of them taught us hard work, but you can still look good.
Right.
You can come from the South Side, but still have nice things. You cannot have funds at this time, but you can still have a clean home. You can get your heart broken, but you can still have faith and you can still trust people or try to anyway. So it's both my parents. I think that they brought us up so close to them because of everything they went through. And so I'm very big on passing that forward. I had a great childhood. I didn't grow up lacking anything. A lot of love, a lot of conversation, a lot of support. And because of what I've learned about my parents and what I understand now as an adult, I'm very big on helping people get out of the generational curses. Buy the house. You know what? Stop talking to your parents if they're abusive, verbally, physically, whatever. It comes from those two mentors.
That's
my
awesome.
Parents.
That's awesome.
I've had a lot of mentors. Lots. Not one is Latino or Latina. In my journey, they've been other ethnicities. It's funny because I saw that in my father's entrepreneurial journey too. That's why I'm very big on.
Well, you go into these new spaces and nobody in your family knows how to navigate them, you know? And not just entrepreneurial.
I didn't grow up like that. I grew up where they learned. It was a little different for me.
I mean, they probably didn't know about newspaper magazines.
Oh,
like
yeah.
No.
No.
I mean, financial literacy sounds like they did. The entrepreneurial stuff they did. But you go into these college, I mean, for me, and my mom and dad sent 3 kids to college, you know? I mean, but it's no wonder that it's these other ethnicities that have experienced it and gone through it, but aren't gatekeepers either, you know?
It's that. I've seen that a lot. That's why I'm very big on all the initiatives that are, you know, connected to life from the South Side for that reason. Because there are so many gatekeepers within our Latino community. Not just the South Side, Latinos
nationally.
In general. Yeah. And it's not male or female, it's all. It's both.
I think it comes from a impoverished mindset where resources lack and you need to be, I'll just say, conservative for sake of like, oh, I might lose this, so I better protect this, protect. And if they had enough vision and had faith in God that there was enough for everyone, right? There was more than just that one bread, right? One glass of wine that Jesus could make for everybody to eat. I think they'd have it in their heart to share more.
I think that gatekeepers don't realize that the only thing they're keeping behind the gate is themselves.
Nice.
Because when you share whatever it is with your community, with your coworker, with your fellow entrepreneur, you start connecting networks. The money comes, let's be real. When you're in entrepreneurship and you're not a gatekeeper, that's why Life from the Southside is growing. My network is national. I get to bring national opportunities here. A lot of people don't know that, but it comes from not gatekeeping.
Right.
If I were to keep all that to myself, what is that going to do? If anything, I'm getting larger opportunities because I'm sharing with my community.
Right.
And it comes. Those are all blessings. I always say that. They're the blessings that come with not being a gatekeeper.
Right. This is a little bit more sad, but I ask this every time.
Okay.
If you were to die today and you had one phone call before you died, who would you call? And what would you say?
Ooh, that's tough. My mom. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm not gonna cry as soon as I'm like, I make the people cry, you know.
I know you're not gonna cry, but just in case.
It would be my mom. My mom is always the behind the scenes guy. And my dad was the entrepreneur, the provider, the man of the house. But my mom's the one that kept us in line. Really. We had the teacher principal thing at home where, you know, the teacher disciplines you, and if they're too much, the principal gets it. That was dad. That's when that came. But no, it would be my mom. I would tell her that she's done the best she could with us. I think sometimes she feels that she was clueless in some aspects of motherhood because of her examples were not great. And I know that throughout my wild years and times that I have not been my best, she has said, I've tried the best I could with all of you. And I see my brothers and I now, and I'm like, you've done your best. You are good enough despite what you went through. And I tell women that all the time because I was brought up with that, with my dad telling me I looked pretty, with my mom telling me I'm smart, with all those things that you tell your children, they matter. The support matters. And I know she didn't grow up with that. She grew up with the opposite. And so she was very intentional with us. And I would want her to know that she did a good job. So it would be my mom. My dad's tough. He don't need a phone call. I shoot the crap with him all the time.
Yeah.
But it would be my mother.
That's awesome. This next part is gonna be a little bit more rapid fire.
Okay.
Hard questions, but just
Okay.
rapid fire. Favorite band of all time?
Ooh. I'm a big Sting fan. You're probably like, what?
All right.
I'm a big
Like the
Sting
Police thing or
No.
a solo?
solo Sting.
Oh, okay.
I do like the Police, but solo.
All
And then
right.
there's John Mayer, Dave Matthews after, but
John Mayer, Dave Matthews.
yeah. But no, if I could listen to something all the time, it's Sting. All of his personal solo stuff.
Okay. And I was going to say favorite artist of all time. So would it be Sting?
It would be him. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite song of all time?
Ooh, my favorite song. I don't really have a favorite song. I'm around music so much.
There's so many. It's so hard to just put one to it. And it's okay if it's just like your season right now too.
I don't really have one. I think growing up, one of my favorite songs was Fields of Gold by Sting. If you listen to the words, it's they're beautiful. It would be that one.
Song that always makes you cry.
Wind Beneath My Wings.
By who?
Bette Midler. It reminds me of my mom. Because that's her for me. I was very wild when I was younger. And I've always been very headstrong. We're complete opposites.
You and your mom?
Yeah. So we argued a lot. But no matter what, she is there.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what ugly things I have said out of anger or just being terrible, she's there. She's always been there, even now. So it's that song. That song makes me cry.
It reminds you of your mom.
Yeah.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh my goodness. I'm not big on movies.
No?
No. I binge watch dumb stuff now as a release, but I guess I like all the Young Gun movies. I grew up with boys.
Yeah.
So all the action stuff, but I like Westerns.
Really?
Yeah, I never get tired of watching the Young Guns.
Like
1 and 2.
how old Westerns?
That's what the
were
80s,
70s?
90s?
80, okay, that's
When I was young. Yeah.
Okay.
My brothers and I would watch.
So you're
all
more
that.
of a urban cowboy Western.
Yeah, I
not
guess.
an original Western.
Yeah, no.
You're a Uncle Bob.
No.
One of them 7 deadlies right there.
Yeah, no. I'm not a big, I mean, like I said, I binge watch now, but do I want to go to the movies? No.
Yeah.
I feel like I have too many things to do.
Right.
To sit there for long. Unless I'm tired at home and I'm watching Bridgerton or something.
Something
Murder
streaming.
mysteries or something like that. Yeah.
Favorite book of all time? And then we'll get one book, but then we'll get to your reading list right now.
Gosh. I love the one that Matthew McConaughey wrote. The Green Lights. Sting's bio is awesome.
Is it a recent one, Stings, or is it
No.
kind of older?
What else? Let's see.
Autobiography?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm very big on biographies. I read J-Lo's.
I love nonfiction too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fiction person. I am a big Mel Robbins fan. Have you read Let Them?
Mm-mm.
That's my favorite book right now. It talks about so many great things. Anything by Brene Brown.
Yeah, Brene Brown.
I'm very big on motivational.
I got to see her recently. Well, when she came to Trinity.
Oh yeah, that I was supposed to go to that, but I forgot
so
why.
awesome.
I think I had an event.
Shout out to my sister-in-law who got us tickets.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't go. I think I had a speaking event that day. I remember that though. I'm very big on biographies. I like to know people's stories, and I love inspirational, motivational things. Yeah, or I'll pick up random stuff on, public speaking or, things to polish me up. You can't always depend on mentors. You got to do the work too.
Yeah, well, they lead you to water, but you got to do the work too.
So that's pretty much what's on my list. I'm an audio book person now because I'm on the go so much. But I do a lot of reading because of the magazine.
Yeah.
Those are my
reading and
favorite
writing.
stories. Reading about people in my city. Those are my favorites.
Well, it's no wonder if you're interested in nonfiction, right? And then it's like, I mean, I'm the same way. I hated reading fiction books. I didn't see the value until after, and I'm like, oh, a lot of times some of those fiction novels are actually true. They just change the names of people and like wiggled it for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not very big on fiction, sci-fi,
Yeah.
romance novel, none of that.
Yeah.
I want the real stuff.
Yeah, same here. This last one's a new question I just thought of.
Uh-oh.
So you grew up in the Somerset area, like where Southside High School was?
I grew up off Barlight.
Okay, Barlight
and Navajo.
And Navajo. Okay, so right there, Limons.
The other side.
Other side.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite memories growing up in the neighborhood around there? What were some of the places you'd go, some of the buildings you see, some of the, even if they're not there anymore, but just when you were young and you drive by those places now, it's like you have your moments.
Well, they're not there anymore. Remember the Hispanic Seminary? It's now Randolph Bank and Buick. All of that was a seminary. We used to ride our bikes in there.
Right. Well, that was the seminary, Baptist University of America.
There you go. Yeah.
10 acres.
We used to ride our bikes in there, and then my house, there's an alley behind it. We used to play dirt bike races and that. It was myself and two other girls in the neighborhood. The rest were all boys.
Did y'all go to Golden Park?
You know what? No, we really didn't. Everybody played at each other's house. And then my dad is the hunter fisherman. So there was always an animal or something there, live or not. And so, but one of my favorite childhood memories is riding bikes with my neighbors. You could do that then, like all over. And all the neighbors, I mean, to this day, either the kids bought the houses like I did, or they're elderly now.
Right.
But they're still there. And so I grew up in a great neighborhood. Like everybody, helped each other out. Everyone called, hey, there's a strange car parked, by your house. And yeah, I think those were my favorite memories. You don't see that anymore.
We're such good neighbors. I remember, always playing outside. I remember Golden Park. Yeah, just a whole bunch of good memories over there. And good people who came out of those neighborhoods.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you promoting?
What am I promoting as far as like?
Yeah, this is your promoting section. I know you've got the book fair coming up.
Oh, what am I promoting? So I have our 5th annual Southside Book Fair.
Wow. 5 already.
I know. We have about 35. No, we have 38 authors this year. I had a wonderful meeting with the San Antonio Book Festival, and they're going to help me promote it. And I'm going to help them promote theirs to kind of get our demographics intertwined in literacy. I have an author panel. RJ Marquez from KSAT's going to moderate it for me. Usually it's me, but I'm like, I want to just be the author this time. Because if I do that, I'm run a show. I'm, getting the panel list ready. And like, it's fun, but not as fun as I want to mingle with people. And I didn't get to do that last year.
Right. Yeah. It's a different experience when you actually get to.
Yeah. I want to be on my table and sign books. And because I have my stepdaughter, Ruby, we're waiting for her physical copies to get in. I published her book.
She's a published author now.
Yes.
Wow. How old is she? 15 years old. Published
15.
author. Whoa. Yeah. Ginza was a couple months.
And her sister's a published author. I published a book for her when she was in 5th grade. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I'm finishing a book about business, and that's been hit or miss. Like, let's see if I'm going to make it to get the copies in, because I've been working on hers. I'm like, I can always launch my book another time.
Yeah.
And then get the authors ready. But yes, it's at Texas Sugar Daddies at 1135 Mission Road from 11:30 to 4:30. It's free, open to the public. We'll have some vendors. We'll have all the authors where you can come meet. I like that a lot of them are launching books. So this is their first book fair.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then we have the Southside Market Days, which we won't have in March because we'll have them at the book fair. Yeah. So there'll be vendors there and stuff selling their merch. I have another event that I'm helping out. It's at Alamo Ranch, and it's a spring craft fair. And all those details are on Live from the South Side or any of my social media. But that's pretty much it. I'm getting ready for, I'm rebranding stuff, changing my logo a little bit and updating all that, my website. I did that till 10 o'clock last night because you know how it is. You get your second win and then you're like, okay, I'm going to finish this. Yes. And so I have that. We have San Antonio Latina Legacy, which is a dedicated section of the magazine, I highlight Latinas in San Antonio in politics, art, small business, and leaving legacies. And so that was inspired by all of the different Latina leadership initiatives that I've been a part of and seeing so many women. I'm like, you know what? We need a dedicated spot for that.
Right.
A lot of them are building careers, lives with families and all kinds of great things. I'm going to kind of step away from Fiesta this year. I might do a few things, but I was so in Fiesta last year.
Yeah.
And it was just
a few things like
I was
like
in the
old,
parade.
like the old South End parade is one
that
of the
I'm
things
gonna
you're
do, but that's my home. That's home though. I mean, like Nyosa, like oh my goodness, yeah. I'll drop in the Tejano Fanfare to do some stuff with the radio station, but that's pretty much it. I've been very strategic and very good about saying no to things. I don't have FOMO at all. I don't have trouble saying no. I'm very big on if it doesn't fall into either of my buckets, my family, my business, or my personal values, it's a no. And I feel like that's what's working for me because I've been able to really
focus
on the magazine and it's growing right now. Well, we did a community spotlight collage on February. Highlighted some really cool people from all over San Antonio. This one, I put Latina authors on there. And then this is the longest magazine I've done.
March?
It's got like 80 something pages.
Oh, wow.
Dedicated to International Women's Day, women from the Southwest, East, and North sides of San Antonio. And we highlighted a few from each part of town. Some you've probably never heard of. I love doing that.
Yes.
I love that I'm able to do that.
Right.
Because now these women are going to get wind of each other. And who knows what's going to come from that, or my readers.
Right.
You know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm promoting right now. I'm kind of just doing a lot of work behind the scenes right now.
What's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Honestly, they can Google me. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not hard to find.
Pull it on your website.
It'll pull up
social media.
everything. Yeah.
Okay.
My phone number, email. I'm on every social media platform. April Monterrosa and Live from the Southside separately. And I mean, you'll see more personal content on my stuff, what I'm doing as a publisher and all the hats I wear. And then Live from the Southside, of course, you see, you know, our readership, our community initiatives, our partnerships, and our clients.
Yes.
So yeah, that's more informational. I'll sometimes throw myself out on there because people that are just following, they're like, well, who does this? Or, you know, they want to know what I do, I guess, how the magazine's done, or, you know, things like that. So I'm getting better about sharing what I do on that platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I follow you on there. I love seeing the ranch and then coming back over here stuff too, because that's what I post too with the girls and how you get away.
Yeah, I've gotten better about sharing more personal things, like, you know, I'm at home having a drink. I have no makeup on. My hair's in a messy bun. I'm in my fiance's shirt with stains because I was cooking. Like, like that's real life.
Right,
I'm not in gala attire all the
day.
time.
Yeah.
Like that's not real. And I'm very authentic and true to myself. And I want my readership and my, you know, the people I'm connected to, my network, whatever you want to call it, to see that I'm a normal person working, trying to, you know, build a life for me and my family. I'm no different than you.
Right.
And so, yeah, no, I've been sharing more things like that. And the response I get is pretty interesting.
Across the board?
They're funny because I think they expect for me to be super polished, and then I'll throw out random stuff. And I'm like, dude, if you only knew, I grew up with like blue collar men, boys, like we shoot the crap all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
no, you're good.
I'm like, yeah, my sense of humor is like a dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm super open-minded. I have more male friends than female friends.
Right.
That's probably why.
You got two brothers.
Yeah.
And your dad, yeah.
Yeah. Guys are so easy to work with. They just do it and that's it. There's no drama. There's no sensitivity. Like,
Right.
yeah. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah, well, growing up with brothers, man. My poor sister, she grew up with all of us and the whole football team there. So she grew
Yeah.
up rough.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though.
It is.
It comes in handy when you're an adult.
Yeah, she's tough now.
Yeah.
Well, April, I enjoy seeing all the things you're doing in the community. The book fair, bringing the literacy here on the South Side. That's so huge. We all know how important it is for our kids to be able to read, and giving them an avenue where they can be published authors now as kids.
Third grade, starting at third grade to college age.
That's amazing. And you and the growth in your platform and the branding you've done to bring light to the South Side. Like I said, live from the South Side, it just rings well.
Yeah.
And how you've taught me many things in this industry. I'm just trying to figure it out. Still say I'm an engineer, so I my things may not be so wellly executed in this space, but I think they'll always be authentic. And
Well, you're
genuine.
getting there.
Yeah.
And you are doing a lot here. I think what you and your wife are doing, it takes a lot of work. People don't see the behind the scenes, the brainstorming, the financial part of it that goes into it, especially when it's your own money, because you truly believe in getting your community to better opportunities and to thrive. So kudos to y'all, because that's a lot.
Yeah, we're trying to put more nutrients back into the soil that we took from when we were younger, and still take from now.
For sure.
But just like you, creating opportunities where none existed, we're creating environments for our teams to be successful.
It's rewarding. That's rewarding. That's the payoff.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think people understand that feeling unless they have that feeling themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're doing some cool things.
Yeah. A little bit, keeping that little engine going.
Yes.
Well, April, thank you for coming on. Until next time.
Me. It was I can't believe you got me to cry. One and two. It's always interesting to be on this side of the interview.
Yeah, you're normally on this side, so
yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you for sharing the space and the time.
For sure. My mom's gonna be emotional when she sees this. For sure.
She's gonna get after you.
No, she's gonna be emotional. No, she's the more sentimental one than me. She's gonna freak out that I cried.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, to Miss Monterrosa, we'll see ya.
Yes. Bye bye.